A very happy 73rd Republic Day to all of you. Today is a day of celebration and taking pride in the many achievements of our Republic. But we should also be celebrating this Republic Day for another reason. Finally, there is a sense the old order has given way to the new. The cocoon of entitlement and privilege has finally been breached. The unnatural and far reaching influence of the Khan Market Lutyens gang has been checked. And massive cracks have developed in the facade of this so called liberal mafiosi, which threatens to bring down the whole structure. And not without any surprise, it can be said that the downfall of the Khan Market gang coincides with the exit of Congress stalwart RPN Singh, or Raja Sahib as he's popularly known, from the Congress to the BJP. What is the significance of this exit and how does it impact the key political parties, including the Congress? We need to explore this issue. Hi, and welcome all to the CAA Show. CAA, as all of you know, is conversations and analysis of all the hot button issues of the day. We are a show that minces no words in going behind the scenes and telling you the real story. But we always do it with politeness and without resorting to any abuse. So do subscribe to us to get a ringside view of the real stuff, the real game is being played, the hard, unalloyed truth. Subscription is of course completely free. Now back to RPN Singh. I think it would not be an exaggeration to say that RPN and his wife, Sonia Singh, were a power couple and a glittering permanent fixture of the Khan Market Lutyens lobby, even as recently as a few days back. RPN is of course Raja Sahib with considerable influence in Padrauna. He is also a prominent OBC leader, or rather was a prominent OBC leader in the Congress party. He has held important portfolios in the past, including Minister of Home in the Manmohan Singh government, and more recently, he played an important role in the Congress government formation in Jharkhand in 2019. Now, this is the same person Mahua Moitra talked about being a deadweight instead of a heavyweight. Quite a bit of cheek for Mahua Moitra to say so, considering the fact that she herself appeared in visible weight with a stunned expression on her face when Mamata Banerjee recently ticked her off in public. Anyway, the short point is that these former royals still have their sphere of influence. Plus, to boot, his wife Sonia Singh, who as editorial director of NDTV, enjoys a key position in that channel. And it goes without saying that NDTV has been tooth and nail opposed to the Modi government from day one. And this couple, therefore, in a sense, have been in the front lines or the vanguard of resistance against the Modi government. And this couple have done an about turn, or rather, RPN has done. We don't know about Sonia Singh as yet. So RPN has joined the BJP. And this begs the question, what prompted him to do so? Why did he ditch his very own and cross over to the other side? Fact of the matter is that the members of the Khan Market gang are storming their own bastion from within. Because most of them, with the dishonorable exception of some, have seen the writing on the wall. They have understood that power no longer resides with the elite, a handful few speaking impeccable English, educated at Doon School and to the manner born. The sceptre of power is in the hands of the vernacular, the hoi polloi, the mofussil man, the Hindiwala. Many of these have figured out that the people resent a chosen few taking decisions on their behalf without their participation. They know of such people, these kind of people, they feather their own nests and enjoy the perks of power and privilege without working for it. They root for Modi and keep giving him more and more power because he works hard, inhumanly hard, to earn their trust. You see, in life and in politics, there are many versions of the storming of the Bastille and the beheading of Mary Antoinette. In the modern sense, the days of privilege and the privileged have long gone past. And people are not fools. And they know that those who enjoy privilege shout the loudest about socialism, freebies, and dole. RPN exited the party with the significant words that the Congress party is not what it used to be. Let us therefore understand what he meant by it. It means without putting in any work on the ground, without reforming the leadership, without galvanizing the party workers, the Congress simply wants to invoke symbols and traditions of the past to win the trust and confidence and love of the people. And therefore, then it all makes sense, and it makes sense why they were desperate to scrap the Central Vista project, why they were so opposed to it. It's the Congress's sharp criticism that why the favorite of Gandhiji's Abide by Me was scrapped, or why the eternal flame of Amar Jawan Jyoti was merged with the flame at the War Memorial. Because this is what the Congress does best, if it does anything at all, and that is to try and keep people hooked to the past. It wants to invoke the past symbols of glory, privilege, and affection to try and get the confidence and, of course, the votes of the people. But RPN left the Congress party for another reason also. Look at the present avatar of the Congress party. The party has changed from a middle-of-the-road nationalistic party to a party that flirts with the hard left, a party that does not hesitate to question the country's armed forces, a party that borderline dabbles with elements and individuals that are opposed to the idea of a strong, united India. And certainly not to forget, a party which, starting from Rahul Gandhi at the top to everyone down below, uses intemperate, offensive language. Look at the adjectives used by Congress spokesperson Supriya Srinath to describe RPN Singh. She called him a coward, among other things. No sense of discretion in what words to use. After all, RPN was a colleague of theirs for so many years, and you start abusing him the minute he leaves the party? Let me end this episode by telling you what I find most ironic in this situation. The Congress party invokes the symbolism of the past, especially that of the Gandhi-Nehru times, to find traction with voters in New India. Certainly, Nehru might have had his faults, but Nehru and even Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi were very polite people and measured in the way they addressed their peers, their seniors and juniors. Now contrast that with the way the Gandhi siblings speak of Modi. Recently, Priyanka made fun of Modi regarding marriage. Rahul Gandhi always speaks of Modi, who is years older than him, with a tu in a pejorative sense. Recently, even that upstart from Punjab, Charanjit Channi, taking a cue from the siblings, gave his blessings to an obnoxious video which shows him as the avenger who is bashing Modi. Old or new, we are a country that respects its elders and are uncomfortable those who do not. RPN Singh resigned not for one but for many reasons. And I can't see the Congress party fixing any of those in the foreseeable future. And on this note, we come to the end of this particular episode of the CAA show. Hope you like this episode. And if you like it, please keep watching this show. Do subscribe to us. And on this note, it's goodbye and cheers from my end.